Welcome to the first episode of this podcast. My name is Sergio Nelatón, and I'm with
Lucky Church.
Lucky Church, all right.
The one and only.
The one and only. Ultimately, what do you want the audience to feel and take away from anything that we do on this podcast? What can they expect?
I think they can expect the unexpected, brother. Because one thing about us, you never know what either one of us is going to say, what direction things are going to go. Even on the most basic topics or whether we're exploring something fun and crazy, I think people should expect outside of the box thinking, a variety of opinions, because we don't always agree on everything, but we both have valid, solid opinions and we both respect each other. And I think people should expect a new way to look at unity from two people who may be from different worlds, different cultures, different age groups, but how we can have cool, in-depth conversations and still walk away from this and be friends and have normal lives and just still love each other. And I think that's cool. What about you, brother?
Oh, that was a beautiful response. And honestly, I feel similarly, like I am excited about this. Whatever we do, I want us to be just very authentic and transparent about exactly where we are. I feel like I want to be a reporter more than like a teacher on this platform. I'm just reporting what is working for me or what I'm learning or what I'm hearing, and just sharing that with the rest of you guys. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have some really deep conversations. I think when we initially talked, it was like about marketing, and I feel like it could go in that direction, and I think there's going to be some creative kind of layer that we have just with our conversations, you know, like tying in real life experience and all that fun stuff.
But the fact that you said that you're like a reporter, I really think that's a brilliant way to approach this, because to me, a lot of the problems with a lot of podcasts today, I think we're about to get in trouble, is that everybody wants to be an expert at something. Or in a certain field. But what we're most experts at is being ourselves and knowing who we are, how things relate to us, how we affect the world and how the world affects us. That's what we know for sure. So coming from that perspective, I think is going to give us a unique lane that we can stride in. So, see, this is why you got to have a brilliant young man by your side. Older folks, stop playing. Stop thinking you know everything, and get you a young person who also has a beautiful mind that you can elaborate and you can collaborate with.
But at the same time, like I will say, it's equally as important, if not actually more important, for young people to really be open to receiving constructive criticism, pushback, and, you know, just having the door close on them, because there's a lesson behind everything. And what people really appreciate, what I've found just from connecting with a lot of different business owners in their 30s, 40s, 50s and up, is that they really appreciate someone who's a student and doesn't have all the answers, is just learning and putting in their absolute best when it comes to solving their problems. You don't need to come with all the answers. You need to learn about what they need and just commit to figuring it out along the way with them, and show them that you're dedicated. Like, just that alone I feel like has helped me just build relationships in general.
Oh yeah, and brother, let me add to that, because us older people need to follow the same thing he just said. Yeah. We never stop learning. You can learn from a 3-year-old the same way you can learn from an 80-year-old. Every moment of our lives is learning and building and growing together. So the way he can learn from me, I can learn from him. We can teach each other. And there's so much value in those relationships. A lot of the biggest CEOs I know that are still relevant to this day, they're relevant because of the people they keep around them, not just at their age level or their group level or their financial level, but younger people who teach them the technology and the things that are changing. There's so many things that I did not know, even about myself, or things I was capable of doing, until this young man put those things in my lap and told me to try this and to look down this road and look at this app. And it just opened up my world to a whole new spectrum of things that I didn't know existed. So be clay, be moldable. You know, you don't know everything. You know, they don't know everything, and neither do we. So together we grow and we learn.
And it helps, honestly, it really helps having someone who is very open. And I think you're very cultured, like multicultural, and you can, like, mesh yourself with a lot of different groups. I don't remember if I said this to you, but I once said to someone who I feel similarly about, and I said, you're like a chameleon, and he said something like, I don't know if I would identify as a chameleon, because chameleons will change what colors they are in order to fit into other environments. I forgot what he referenced himself as, but he's more someone who can just be himself in any environment, not have to change. And I feel like it's the same with you. You can kind of like just mesh yourself into any group, any culture, and just like find that place of connection with any human being. Where does that come from?
I'm going to go back to the chameleon first, because that goes back to a post I posted last night. I agree and disagree with the person who said that to you. I agree about the changes and stuff like that, but the one thing they're forgetting is the chameleon actually is not changing, because the colors are already there. Everything that we need is already inside. Everything we need is inside of us. So the chameleon wouldn't be able to do it if he didn't have those colors. So he has those colors, and he just uses them and brings them out when he needs to. It's, same as our emotions. We just went deep. Y'all better get a shovel. I'm
gonna send this clip to the guy.
Yeah, but everything we have is already inside of us. So we learn to adapt to environments. We learn to bring out things. Sometimes we smile, sometimes we're sad, but we use those things, whatever, to express the feelings or the things that we're going through. So thank you for bringing that, man. See, this is also why I love talking to this brother. This boy make me drop gems, because he always drops gems on me, and then he pressures me, and then another diamond comes out. But you asked me, where did I get that from?
Yeah.
I can't say specifically, but I think having a crazy childhood and just having, rough patches through life where you learn to adapt to everything, where you kind of felt like you had to hide, but you realize that your superpower is actually just being yourself and pushing yourself and not being an introvert and pulling out that extrovert in you. I think that's where it came from. And then
practically, how do you even, because this is passed around a lot, especially because of social media today, where people's messages can get out to millions of people. We hear this a lot, like, be yourself. Like, how do you even get there? And like, what are some practical ways to get there? Whether it's like the way that a thinking process, or like, I don't know, like a morning routine, or like, how do you get there? Because I feel like a lot of people, especially men, crave being that, but it's like there's something in the way.
Letting go of the ego is one. You need to have people that will allow you to be yourself. A lot of times we feel we're in environments and we're kind of forced to be in a box. Again, back to the chameleon thing, where we feel like we have to adapt, we feel like we have to be something else, not realizing that the whole time we actually are pulling out traits that really are ourselves, but we're just not embracing them. That was the pivotal moment in my life as a kid, being the crazy wizard and having people in my life who allowed me to do the things that everybody else thought was crazy, but it was really me just having fun. I think I told you this story a while back. I was a kid, and I would just, put on a cape, and I would put paper clips on my fingernails, and I was a wizard, and over there. And there's certain people who thought that was absolutely insane. If there were cameras on my wall back then, I probably would have been submitted to a mental institution.
I think all of us would have been submitted to some sort of institution.
But my real mom, who passed away, shout out Audrey Davis, she passed away in 2004. Even though she was heavily addicted to drugs, whenever I was around her, I could be whatever I wanted to be. Those little pockets and moments throughout my life where it was my mom, Audrey, my brother, Danny, and his mom, which shout out to Daniel Scott. I call him my brother, but he's really my best friend. Those little moments where I could just have that escapism and just fall into a world, live out my wildest dreams and fantasies. Those moments I didn't realize were collectively building me up to be the person that I am today, which is outlandish, outspoken, free-spirited, just wow. So it's like you have to find the pockets of your life that remind you that it's okay to lose it a little bit and just have fun and explore all of the beautiful parts of yourself.
So, Lucky Church, how do you lose it a little bit today? What does that look like? What does that look like today? How do you let loose and just, let yourself be a kid?
I actually like to draw, even though I'm horrible at it. I like to draw. I like to do art. Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
One day I'll show you those things. That's one of the talents that I wish I developed, because I love art. I think art is such an amazing craft.
Which Ninja Turtle is your favorite?
I would have to say Michelangelo.
Why?
I have no idea
Is
why.
it the blue one?
No, Michelangelo, I believe, has the yellow. Cause
The orange.
the orange yellow.
Oh, the kind of goofy
With
one.
the nunchucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelangelo. I don't know why, but him and Raphael, Raphael was the one with the red who had the size. I don't know. I just think it was because.
You know what? That makes so much sense. And you know why?
Why?
I'm going to say it right
yeah,
now.
please.
So, so Raphael's the red one, right?
Yep.
He's like the leader of the group.
Yes, he is.
And what was the other one?
I'm Michelangelo.
Michelangelo is the one with the orange, who's like the silly, kind of goofy
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Those are both traits that you carry with you that allow you to connect with people, play with them in conversations, but lead them like you just did on your shoot yesterday. That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect fucking
See how he
sense.
be dropping gems on me? I never thought about that. But that shows that sometimes we don't think we know who we are, but we choose characters, people, and things that really are extensions of ourselves. You know what I mean? That is so cool that you analyze that way. And to me, I was about to say, because they had the shortest weapons. Because Donatello, I believe, was the purple, and he had the long staff, and then Leonardo, I think, was with the blue, had the swords. But to me, it was more challenging that they had these smaller weapons that you had to really get up and close and personal.
Is that like a metaphor for like intimate kind of?
And again, see, look at him, y'all.
What is the connection there with the short?
Because
tools?
I love intimacy, and I didn't even think about that again. But just shows you how we walk through life, and we're making decisions about things that seem that has nothing to do with our life, but it really does tie in. I love close contact. Like, I'm a hugger. You know that. I walk up and hug you.
Yeah.
And I'm very emotional and very loving, very caring. Wow, bro, I'm never going to look at the Ninja Turtles the same. He blew my world up.
You're gonna hate me for this, but when I was talking about intimate, I meant like a metaphor for like physical tools, like
Well.
like that. Like, what was the connection?
Oh, it ain't that, people.
It's not that.
Because I'm more like Donatello.
In that case, that's the.
But no. But again, that
So good.
yo.
Bad for even saying it now.
No, please don't.
The other way, which was beautiful. I meant it like
He has such a nasty mind, y'all.
nasty mind. It's like 24/7.
I used to think I was the freak. No. I have met my match over here, bro.
By the way, if you guys are enjoying this to any capacity so far, hit the subscribe button, follow the podcast if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, drop a like if you're watching this on Instagram Reel or something, and leave a comment as to what you're really looking forward to getting out of this platform, this podcast, and what you want more of, because we're going to bring it to you.
Oh, yeah. Now, we want to know, how do you let loose? What's your outlet? Yes, please, give us some insight into you now. We want to go deep.
In the healthiest form, I do it through conversations like this. I really enjoy having real fun conversations where it's like just going back and forth, having fun and getting deep. In its most unhealthiest form, I think for me it's pornography. And it's
definitely unhealthy in that lane.
yeah, and it's weird because like that and food too. Like food I naturally go to whenever I'm either stressed or I have like free time. I'll think about food often as one of the first thoughts, or porn. Both of those, same thing. But like the healthiest form.
Hand in hand, pun intended.
Yeah, hand in hand. Taking a bite of a burrito in one and rubbing the burrito on the other.
See what I said, y'all? You see what I said?
Yeah. So no, but nice conversations in the healthiest form and long walks. Like really, and I think you like doing long walks too, right?
I do.
We're both in New York, and it's actually it's like I think 40s today. It's actually kind of a nicer day. Do you still walk on the like freezing days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about? What are you doing? Are you like working? Are you like there like meditating? Like what are you doing on those walks?
Anyone who knows me knows I walk 10,000 to 25,000 steps every day. even in the winter. And when I'm on those walks, I'm usually thinking about plans for the next day or just thinking about the future and things that I want. Sometimes meditating. A lot of times I'll be on a business call. I've told a lot of my friends, I said, hey, there's no excuse that we can't work out. I was like, if we're not in the same city, I was like, you can get up and you can pace in your office back and forth, get some steps in, and I'll be outside or, sometimes in my own apartment, walking back and forth. I've done it here at the gym, walking around, just taking the phone calls, just multitasking. But it's also kind of my therapy, which is why I prefer not to walk on the treadmill. Even though I will do it for 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. But I love to feel the wind and look at the trees, and and the smells. I'm very big on smells, as you know. ASMR.
Oh my God.
This brother smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision because every day this brother smells.
I feel like we're going to get there.
Oh, yeah, we will.
That's going to be next level.
And we're going to pump your scent through the camera. But yeah, that's what I do on my walks. What do you do on your walks? And we've taken some great walks together. But what do you do? What are you thinking about on your walks?
Most of the time, I'm brainstorming because for some reason when I'm moving, I'm like very creative, and because there's blood flowing, and like the sweet spot is 8 a.m. to like 11 a.m. for me. Like I'm fresh awake, high energy. I haven't eaten, so my body is like very hyper aware and just very active. Thinking about the business, strategy, how I'm gonna make team communication better, how I'm gonna have better systems, processes, like a bird's eye view of like what's going on, how I can improve it, and then kind of making a list of things that I want to work on just whenever I have time.
Like people walk, but I don't think people realize that it's a multi-purpose thing. You don't got to just wait for your friends. You can just get up. It's one of the healthiest things you can do and for your body, and simple. Where you're not overexerting yourself. And I think one day we might have to do a walk-in version of the podcast. We have to, find some cool spots and maybe even talk to some cool people along the way.
Yeah, I like that.
But this is why I love talking to this brother. I said it earlier and I'm going to say it again. Because when you have good company, you're talking with good people, ideas flow because you're being open and receptive for everything. And again, this is why I love to be around this brother.
Like it's taking podcasting to the next level. I mean, I'm sure we'll have like this is a nice space. We're in a very nice gym right now, Lifetime Fitness at Sky 42nd Street. Shout out. And the staff here is amazing. Like they're just so fun to hang around with and talk to. They're very kind. So like podcasting, the gold is in the conversation. So we can be sitting down. I mean, we took like 5 minutes to set this up. We can be walking. We can be on a plane, whatever, driving. It's the conversations that people are going to stick around for. There's nothing that can get in our way. It's only going to make things better, if anything.
Exactly. And could you imagine the cool people we'll run into who just want to talk, and some of the cool stories, especially just because of the energy we have?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about you that is similar to me, you attract people. Like people will just gravitate towards you. Because as much as I'm an extrovert, I'm actually extremely introverted. So as friendly as I am, I may talk to you, but I won't let you in.
Yeah.
Our first conversation, it was like this motherfucker has the lock to my fucking key. Like he's just like getting in.
More about that. I feel the same way, and the way I say it is, I am a natural introvert. I've always been since the day I was born. And yes, it could be because of the household that I grew up in, just different life events. Maybe that has some influence. I'm sure it does. But I know that I'm a natural introvert and a learned extrovert. So I've learned how to be social in environments, and in the right environments with the right people like yourself, I actually gain energy through the conversations, through social interaction. Most of the time, growing up especially, I lose energy through any kind of social interaction. Big part of it could have been because I was trying to fit into something else that wasn't me. I just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, etc., etc. But like even today, like I charge by being alone. Like I feel like I recharge in some way, like on those long 4-hour walks, listening to meditation music and just reflect. Like that's how I recharge my body and my soul. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, like, how do you feel about, like, how do you recharge? How do you lose your energy? And over the years, you're 30, how old are you? 30 something?
I love this brother. I'm 46.
46. Okay. Well, I mean, I told him earlier, he looks like he just came out of high school or college. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like I say that to a lot of people. Yeah. I do. Like I'm kind. I don't over sugarcoat it, but you legit look like you just came out of high school. So like, how do you expend energy? How do you recharge? And also like, over the past 46, 47 years, have you found relationships where you can really let yourself in, let them in? How's that kind of been throughout your life?
Oof. My energy gets easily zapped because I give it so freely. But I'm blessed to have friends, and I'm glad you jumped on that topic, who almost instantly, as soon as I see them, it's like an instant recharge. But I'm also mindful because the friends that I recharge with, I also know that I need to recharge them the same way. So I'm mindful of how much I tap into that recharge. And I find my own ways to do it through sometimes just watching comedy or like taking those walks or just doing things that spruce myself up, watching funny TikToks, funny Instagram videos. Shout out to my brother, another brother I'm going to mention here, Elliot Carlisle. You remind me a lot of a younger version of him. He was one of those people where I would have some of the deepest conversations, and they were effortless, where we sit there and next thing you know, it's been 3 hours. It felt like it's only been 20 minutes, you know what I mean? And I'm just pouring into him and he's pouring into me, but neither one of us feel drained because we're both solution-driven people. If there is a problem that comes out that I address and tell him about, by the end of that conversation, we found a solution, but also we're laughing. You know me, I'm always throwing a joke in between every goddamn thing. I can't take anything serious, even on work projects, which is also why I understand sometimes why he can't call me, because when he needs to be super focused, he's like, Lucky, I can't deal with you today because I can't laugh today. Like I need to really be focused. But that's just what I bring to the table, and that's my safe space, is laughter, happiness, smiling. And that's one of the things in my life that I never force. Never force, because I always want that to be natural, because it's actually healing for me.
Yeah.
The same way it's healing for other people. So I don't just do it, even though it makes people happy, and that's also why I do it, but I really do it for me.
That's a lot to unpack. I don't know if you can relate in any way, but like I have a lot of past like friends from high school, even like family who I care about and I love dearly. And I've kind of over the years found tools to be able to just have even closer relationships to them. And sometimes that means setting a boundary. Sometimes that means stepping away and not overextending my arm for help. And but it ultimately allows me to really have a stronger relationship with them, even if it hurts a little bit in the beginning.
I'm so glad you mentioned this, because me and my friend Elliot was having this conversation the other day about giving people space. And sometimes we take it so personal when somebody doesn't want to answer the call or doesn't want to be there when we need them. And we forget that other people have lives. Like the same things we go through. I'm very guilty of this, even though I don't show it. When somebody doesn't answer my call, I'm like, are they mad at me? Like, what happened? What did I do?
Somebody calls you said?
When they call me and they'll answer. When I call them, rather.
Okay.
If I call them and they don't answer, I can very much get in my head and overthink. But the other thing that I'm good at is calming myself down and saying, Lucky, shut the fuck up. You're overthinking this. And I sit there and I remember the depth of our friendship. And sometimes they just need space, and sometimes they're not just ignoring you. They're really in the middle of something. They're just busy. And then I have to also think of the times where I was the person who didn't answer that call, and what I was going through. What was I doing in those moments? Or times where I've texted people, and where I thought I pressed send, and I go to text them like, this motherfucker hasn't reached out. Like, what's going on? I'll go to the message, and the message I was supposed to send 3 days ago is still sitting there, not sent. And I'm like, shit, I didn't send it.
Like that's literally happened a few times with us.
Yeah, I know.
You know what's funny is I actually thought like, well, the first thought might have been like, maybe he lost interest in what we were doing. Then the second thought is like, okay, maybe he just got busy.
Yep.
And then after some time, it was like, yeah, you just forgot to click send. And it's interesting, like what you said about calling someone, them not answering, even with like women too, or intimate relationships. I've always like, if I don't get a response back through a text message, like I always, like if an hour goes by, if a day goes by, I'm like, I'll think about like what I said and how I said it, if I said it the wrong way, or what's wrong with me, and like, and I kind of relate to that with the texting stuff, especially with intimate relationships, like especially something that I'm working on. But like, where do you feel like that kind of reaction from you comes from?
Oof, that's deep, because I have a couple things to say about this. It comes from being insecure in certain ways, which are a lot to do with my childhood. We talked about religion back in the day. We're not going to get too deep into that. But I would ask questions in church, and I would get really chastised and beat down for those things because they were valid questions that made the audience question the pastor. And I'm a child, so I was beat into like being quiet, being silent. So I always had this thought that as I grew up, like maybe I said the wrong thing, maybe I offended them, So it's funny how your childhood really goes with you into your adulthood if you don't deal with it. So I think that is really the root of it, just questioning myself all the time and thinking that I'm hurting people when I'm just trying to be genuine. This is also why authenticity is so important. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stress this to you people. People always jump on this and say you got to be authentic, you got to be real, but they don't tell you why. And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, why. Authenticity is important because it allows you to meet people as who they are. When you're authentic and you're really just being genuine, no matter what the reaction you get is, it's allowing you to learn a little bit about that person based on their reaction. You cannot control how they react. You can only control who you are and what you give them. Then when they react to you, it kind of gives you a sense of how they see you, how they view you. But also it could be something that they're going through. So this is why you can't take those things personal.
Just to add on to it and take it a step further, it's like there's different sayings for this for different industries. But like I feel like in general, like you're one relationship away just from meeting someone who can really change your life. And you only give yourself that opportunity by opening up. When that happens, it's going to be something that's beautiful and a lot of people will want as well. Some might even call it luck, but luck is when opportunity meets action, consistent action.
Oh my God. Say that one more time.
Luck is when opportunity meets action. That's what luck is. It's just showing up consistently, putting in the reps, being yourself, and allowing opportunities to come up and to take action on them, especially when they're uncomfortable, because that means there's something great behind it.
A lot of people don't think they've experienced love because they're looking for it sometimes in the wrong place. And not realizing that love comes in many forms. It doesn't mean it has to be a partner that you're fucking. Yep. Someone that you're in love with are going to get married to. Friendships, sometimes even business relationships. But you can find love in so many different places, areas, and spaces that sometimes we're looking for it so hard we don't realize it's been sitting around us the whole time. Even in things like this. Then we haven't known each other too long, but we've known each other long enough. We're going on over a year now. I can honestly say I love this brother. Yeah. Like, I know when I love someone, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to walk into it. Same way I love my wife, same way I love my friends. There's different levels to it, but love is love, and it's a beautiful thing. So if you can experience it, whether it's through a friendship, whether it's through a pet, however that love comes to you, you need to enjoy it and embrace it and be thankful that you are experiencing it and not beat yourself down chasing something that the world tells you that's what love is supposed to be for you. Because it's different for all of us. And if you ever get it in your life, if you're blessed to feel it in any type of way, whether you're giving it or receiving it, because you don't have to just receive it, because you can give it and then that love can turn into a mutual thing, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of dead plants out here that need water.
There's so much gold in this podcast. If you've entered this space and you're really feeling what it is that we're sharing, and you want to learn more, you want to grow through business, through relationships, anything you're passionate about, you gotta follow the podcast, because we're not going to limit this just to ourselves. We're going to connect with other people who are also walking the walk, changing their lives through just authentic communication, relationships, being themselves, and enjoying business, enjoying relationships with all the shit that comes with it. So subscribe if you haven't already, hit the like, leave a comment, because we're going to be engaging with every single person that leaves a comment.
Oh, yes. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
Yeah, I do. It was here.
Yes. Isn't it?
Vividly.
But that's what I wanted to... This is a full circle moment. Like we were right here. But would you mind telling that story about how we met?
So this is how I met your mother. I was at the cafe ordering some food, and then this guy comes walking into the cafe. I think you might have been wearing like a gray t-shirt or something, or like a white shirt, some shorts. You were in workout uniform. And I think I was making my way out of the cafe after I grabbed my food or whatever. And I think you said like, hey, like, I like your tattoo, or nice tattoo, something like that. And I said, oh, hey, like, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Like, it just, very normal, but it was such a nice thing for someone to say. And like, in that moment, I kind of just, it felt good hearing that, receiving that. I don't know if we exchanged contacts or not. I don't think we did, actually.
Right away, yeah.
But a couple months later, when my friend was in town, we hung out in the sauna, or I guess in the hot tub, and Lucky was there, same guy that I had met a few months back at the cafe, and we just kind of sparked up a conversation. I forgot exactly what we were talking about, but I know it was deep.
Yes.
I know it was deep. Actually, I think I know what we were talking about. We had just filmed this podcast episode with a CEO from a major treatment center in the U.S. On the podcast, the guest shared that lighting someone else's candle with your candle takes nothing away from you. It doesn't diminish your light to give your light to someone else. And that was kind of like what I remember, and we exchanged contacts, and I think I might have invited you on the podcast.
100%.
You came on the podcast maybe a month or so later, did an episode, and really, like, you emotionally undressed in front of us. It was just a beautiful episode, and we kind of like did some stuff after that, and just kind of been connecting since then.
The reason I asked him to tell that story is because a lot of beautiful relationships that I've been able to be a part of all started with just a simple conversation. And mind you, I will not compliment something if I don't like it. What he doesn't know, what I'm now going to tell him is I had noticed him plenty of times before in the gym.
Really?
Yeah, plenty of times before.
I've noticed you too.
Yeah, well, like we will, like I've seen him around,
Yeah,
and I don't always speak to people right away. And I looked and I said one day I saw him, I'm not, that was fire. I said, I'm gonna let him, and then I loved the one on his neck, and I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I said, but when I get a chance, when we're somewhere and I can
feels
talk
right.
to him and it feels right. And that moment happened in the cafe here, where I've actually met some other cool people. I say all that to say this, like, don't be afraid to engage people. Don't be afraid to talk. Also, don't be afraid of rejection. Because he could have easily have just ignored me. And that's okay, because guess what? I don't know what's going on in his head that day. I don't know what he's going through. Yep. Your compliment can sometimes be the light someone needs. It can be a trigger. But no matter what the result is, it's a lesson for you to learn in that moment. I'm blessed that he actually was receptive to it, because look, it flowered into something that neither one of us saw a year ago. Here we are filming a podcast together. After he invited me on the amazing podcast that he does with Corey. Shout out to Corey. Because you guys, that podcast actually changed my life, because he asked me some questions that I had always wanted to confront, but I had been shy about. But they were so open, so kind, so loving to me, that it allowed me to break my shell in a way that I'd never done before. And when we put the podcast out, when I tell you I got so many inboxes and responses about people not knowing those things about my life, and like, wow, Lucky, you're always smiling. Who knew that you were going through that stuff? But thank you for sharing your light. Now people are asking me to write a book. People are asking me to do series. Like, not even a question.
What would it be about?
My life. Just about all the stuff we talked about. And
What would you call the book?
you know what? That's what I'm developing now. I really don't know.
You know what? Lucky.
That's what I was thinking.
Lucky is enough. And it makes
Ooh.
perfect sense.
Lucky is enough.
Oh, Lucky is enough. I like Lucky.
I like Lucky too, but I want one of the chapters to be Lucky is enough.
Yes.
Because I lived
Moment of realization to turn.
I lived so long thinking that I needed everything else. Again, back to how we started, but not realizing that everything I needed was already here. I just had to tap in. I had to develop. A lot of times we don't want to develop and nurture our craft and ourselves. The same way you got to nurture and craft like your actual career, you have to do that with your personality, with your heart, with your they're all muscles and things that you have to work and grow with.
Do you have you started writing the book, or is it just an idea?
No, I am already in the process. I'm bullet pointing. Like I have some details written down. I've been interviewing some friends just to get stories that I couldn't remember. And then actually when I'm talking to them about the story, I'm like, oh my God, wait, I remember that. And then I'm able to give them more details than they can give me.
Wow.
Because I have a really strong memory, especially, oh, look at that. Oh. Wow. The weather, I don't know, but they did say it was coming. Just out of nowhere. It was just sunny. That's a sign, though. I think that's beautiful. Yeah, here we are in the shelter together, right. Blessed. Are y'all inspired? Because I'm inspired, man. Oh, my God.
The book idea, I love. I'm actually, I just found out that my grandmother, my mom's mom, I just found out she has stage 4 lung cancer, which is really difficult news. And it's interesting. It's interesting because obviously she's going through a lot. The family's going through a lot, but she's kind of like the past 10, 15 years been like retired, and kind of there hasn't been much of a purpose outside of family, which she loves. And in Spanish cultures, I'm Mexican, Peruvian, like just family is number one. It's everything. And she recently, when we found out the news, I dedicated every Saturday now we meet for about an hour, and she's writing. I'm helping her write a book about her story. I've never written a book. I'm not a author, publisher, anything like that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. We're writing about her story. And the coolest part about this is that when I shared the idea with her, I could hear through her voice, through the phone, how excited, how much life that gave her, and just how much purpose that gave her, because she can now leave something behind and also work on something throughout this process, which is huge. And I think I thought of that because of the book idea, but also like if you're figuring out what your purpose is, or what your value is in the market, just find something that lights you up, where you're going to be able to get through all of the tough days and the days where you feel like burning everything down. It's going to wake you up in the morning and keep you going. It's an honor to do that for her, and it's such a beautiful experience.
That's beautiful, brother.
I want you to write your book.
I'm going to definitely write my book, and I want to say this.
What you said is so powerful, and I want to say this to you guys. Whatever that thing is, whatever it is, that thing you've been waiting for, that thing you've been hesitating, the thing you don't think you have enough qualifications for, the things that you think you're not ready for, do it. Let me tell you, most of the things that I've done that have turned out to be great were things I did not know what the fuck I was doing at all. The beauty is in the process, but you have to start. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fall on your face sometimes, and that's okay. That's sometimes the best part of the process. You could fall on your face and then you look and like, oh my God, there's a flower, and it inspire you into something else that you didn't even realize that you would think of.
Way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like you don't know. You're hurting yourself by not allowing yourself to be hurt. And they say, oh, but I'm gonna be cracked and broken. Great. Guess what? The glass needs to be broken sometimes for the light and the air to come through and to penetrate and get to where it needs to go. So let the cracks happen. Let yourself grow. Let the water seep in. Sometimes you need to be nourished. You need to be pushed to greatness. And sometimes greatness is just getting out of your own way and doing it. You'll figure it out. We did. Shoot.
And we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, yes, we are. And everybody that you think is so great, when I tell you at the end of the day, they're figuring out too. And you would be so surprised how many of your favorite celebrities, entrepreneurs, CEOs don't know what they're doing, didn't know, but they built something incredible.
And I feel like it's so important to keep listening to people like you share this, who you have a lot of experience working with high performers, whether it's celebrities in music or entertainment or whatever it is. There's a lot of people who don't know about your background too, which we might get into in a later episode around music.
Yes.
And around being a part of a band. Teaser for next episode maybe. But I think it's important to like break the stigma and share your experience with connecting with all these high level people, entrepreneurs, and like you just said, like showing that they're all figuring it out. They're just surrounding themselves with people who just have things that they don't, that can allow them to excel and grow faster.
Shout out to my brother Cordell, another dear friend who's become a brother, but also a client who taught me that valuable lesson about sometimes to be better for others, you have to step back and fix yourself and then reapply yourself into the situation, then you're better for everyone else. I watched this man build businesses, build global campaigns, but the one thing that he does is he's always accountable for his own actions. He self-edits, and that's something that's hard for everyone to do. He self-edits and he'll say, you know what, I can be better here. So let me go take some training. Let me go do this. Let me build this. And then he comes back 20 times stronger and then empowers us. And then he's able to see us even clearer. And then he's pushing us into new positions that we didn't see for ourselves. Build your foundation. My grandfather used to say to me and my brother, 2 bums can't help each other push a shopping cart. Somebody got to go live somewhere and fix their life.
That is so true.
But it's so true.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes into like people, places, and things. If the people you're surrounding yourself with are not taking care of themselves, if the places you're in are a reflection of the people you spend time with, and the things that you're doing also reflecting the unhealthy kind of environments or habits you have, then it's hard to make a change when all those three things have toxic environments. So people, places, and things, if you had all the answers in your own head, you would have figured it out by now. It sucks, whatever it is that you're going through, and it's painful, get help, because that's how you change. That's how you make a change. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Man, listen.
I didn't come up with any of this stuff. I just pay attention to people. I've picked this stuff over time, and it's a reminder. And it's so beautiful when you're able to share that with someone who needs to hear it, because it honestly helps me so much more. I feel like sometimes, and it helps them. It goes both ways.
First of all, how old are you?
24.
24 with a mind like that. I want to be very clear. 46, 24. Okay? You can learn from either one of us. Like, seriously. I learn from him daily.
I attribute it all to surrounding myself with people like you. And in the beginning, honestly, for the first year, and even after, to some extent, it was really uncomfortable. Like, I was always looking at all the outside stuff, and it was almost subconscious. It was almost like it was just deeply wired into me to compare. I was like, I couldn't help but compare in the very beginning with people like Lucky. I would look at things like religion, culture, sex, skin color, all that stuff. Like, I was looking at all that stuff and comparing and justifying, why they were in the position that they were in. But it's interesting because I was conscious of it. I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like where it was coming from, but I was conscious of it, and I just said, you know what? Just stick around, and maybe things will change, and things have changed. I no longer, when I'm with someone, I'm with the person. The outside stuff, it's like, it's not even there.
Yes.
And I now understand. I used to hear like a lot of people who are just like Caucasian, like white people. I would hear them say, "Oh, I don't see color," and I always kind of felt like that was like an ignorant thing to say, and like of course they would say that, or they could say that, but I completely relate now. Like, I really do not see color, religion. I'm mindful of culture, but I'm just with the person when I'm with them. And it's so easy to connect when you're doing that.
Yeah. And I'm not going to let you stand on that ledge alone, because I was the same way with color and judging people by certain things, because we all have our own biases and our own things that make us judge or prejudge people. But this is why I'm also so open and I'm kind and loving, because I want people to come in. I want people that I meet to have a safe space, because I know what it's like not to have that space. Giving people a reason to pour out, even if it's just that one day and I never see them again. You know how many people I've met on the train? We just have a conversation, and I mean, they done told me their whole life story, and I know they walk away like, oh my God, this guy could like really report me, and but it's just the way. But they just feel safe, and it's a blessing to be able to do that. And it's a brother, above all, the one thing I will always thank the universe for is allowing our paths to cross.
Yeah.
Because you have been nothing but a blessing, and it's a privilege to sit alongside you and do this podcast. And I want to say to you two people, after you subscribe, because I'm buying his line, make sure, send us topics, send us things you want to talk about. Yeah. Send us things that you think we wouldn't talk about, because let me tell you, we'll talk about it all. We crazy. We're fun, but we like to have fun, and we don't mind exploring, putting on the shelf, empowering you to do the same and to live your truth the way you should, and enjoy your life to the fullest. So
this is one of those things where it's a feeling. I can see it clearly. And the reason I can see it clearly is because I've studied hundreds of podcasts at this point. I've listened to hundreds of podcasts. I've gone through over 200 different episodes, sat through over 200 different episodes. I really listened in on the biggest podcasts out there. Marketing really helps with growing a platform. But if the product isn't there, if the goal behind the conversations isn't there, it's hard to grow it. This is something that without marketing is going to reach a lot of people. This is gold. I can already see it. This is great.
me too.
It's great.
Like, no script. We sat
Nothing.
down and we just started talking.
That's it.
There's a storm going on outside. Y'all don't even know, but the sun just started to peek back out. So that's how you know. Life will change at the drop of a dime, but just be adaptable, be moldable, be ready for the change, because the one thing that is inevitable is change. We try to fight against that all the time. We want things to stay the same. You are not even the same. Every day that you wake up, new molecules, new skin cells, everything changes about you. So expect change, but just do your part to spread the good and the love in this world. That's it.
Lucky. Love you, bro.
I love you too, bro.
That's it.
Amazing.
Wow.
Oh man,
What?
that was.
What are you wearing?
For the cologne?
Yes. Jesus, it smells so good.
I don't
Is
know.
it another one of
I have no.
by Redo? No.
I don't think so. It's like this silver. It's like this silver little. I don't know what. It doesn't have a
Whatever
brand.
the fuck
I don't
it is,
think.
it's fucking delicious. Look at it. Look, I'm like smelling this. Like, is it on here too?
How long? I feel like
Wow.
I don't know. How long has it been? It's been an hour. Like about an
Almost
hour.
an
Like 55
hour.
minutes or so. It did not feel like that.
Wow. I thought that was like
15, 20 minutes. Yeah. That's crazy.